Hey, shalom, shalom. This is the brother Dhamma Agabar here with another lesson. And before I start, I want to give all praise, honor, and the glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Racha HaKodesh, and double honors to the elders and apostles of the great millstone who taught me this truth and rule well, and peace and mercy to the elect, the 144,000, to the house of David. All you sincere Akim pushing this word in all sincerity and truth, with all hope of receiving salvation from our Lord and Savior, Yahweh Shai HaMashiach, Shalom. And to the few Akwab that subscribe into this truth, Shalom. This is going to be a lesson dealing with this article I came across. It's, where is it from? If it even says, I think it does. From rignews.com, and it says World Economic Forum seeks to enslave Americans by replacing free market capitalism with Great Reset to roll out global socialism. Which, at the end of the day, this whole Great Reset can be, labeled this the New World Order. Which this is just, the Great Reset is just another fancy, well, a not so fancy name for the New World Order and what these elites have been ultimately trying to do, which is ultimately enslave humanity with the mark of the beast. All right, because that's what the Great Reset pretty much boils down to when you get to the end game of this whole global reset, which is to totally enslave humanity by taking away what you will call capitalism, which is, you know, um, which is just another way of saying, people coming here with hard work and starting businesses from the ground up with creativity and, you know, basically the American dream, man. You can come here with nothing and just have an idea of starting a business, and from that business you can grow to have great wealth and become basically a millionaire, with so-called hard work and determination and just having an idea of of any type of way that you can make money, man. And what they're trying to do basically is take that away from everybody by, just having the government be in total control, where there's going to be no way for you to, pull yourself up by your bootstraps and to become an independent millionaire or a business owner or a wealthy type of, high class person in society just by hard work and a great idea. And what this great reset is ultimately going to do is put all you people in the forms of slave, man. Just put you in complete slavery with a universal basic income. With the government distributing wealth to everybody, so that everybody who's not a millionaire or a billionaire or a trillionaire can all be on the same level. You know, there's not going to be no middle class, no independent millionaires. Just going to be the rich and the poor. And guess what? They have their eyes set on all you American citizens just being the poor with just enough, to sustain yourself, so that, according as they say, so that, you know, um, they could sustain humanity and keep everything on an even kill, which that's just ultimately going to leave you as being cold-hearted, slaves, man. So I'm gonna read a little bit of this article. I got some scriptures, and Lord willing, you're edified, because this has been the plan of these elites from day one, and the scriptures prophesy and tell you and warn you about these things. So, like I said, I got some scriptures going into this, just showing you how these elite, these so-called illuminated ones, or the Illuminati, or these one percenters. This has been in their plans ever since they've gotten into to power, man. It says Donald Trump's presidency has so frightened globalists around the world that they are literally pulling out all the stops to destroy him and the greatest country in the history of the world, the United States, which these elites don't fear Donald Trump, all right? At the end of the day, he's brought and paid for. He was put in that role of the president by these same individuals. But I will say that he does buck up against them. He does, to a certain extent, try to do what he can to keep America this, the way that it is, to keep capitalism alive, to keep the so-called, what the founding fathers of this country established intact. But these elites have different plans, man. And if Trump gets too cute or he gets too out of line, they'll do him just like they did Kennedy. Okay. It says why? Because a powerful, wealthy, stable America, which Trump created, which that's a damn lie, before the Wuhan coronavirus, is anathema. And when you look up that word anathema, it means to be accursed. It means a curse. All right, is an anathema to the socialist, Marxist, authoritarian world they want to create and then run. It says to do that, however, the globalists must first discredit and then replace our founding principle of capitalism, the world's only economic model that has been widely successful for the majority of people who live under it. You see, and that's what they ultimately want to do. It they want to do away with you average everyday citizens here to be able to create some type of um, you know, where you basically can live a life to where you don't have to be dependent on the government. All right, where you can become a wealthy independent millionaire just by having good ideas and and having services and a business that people want. You know, as long as you pay your taxes, as long as you do what you got to do, you can become a multi-millionaire here in America. And this is why a lot of these you know, these immigrants want to so-called come to America because this is the only place in the world, where you could literally come here with nothing and you could turn yourself into a multi-millionaire. You know, you can come here with a dream, you can come here with an idea of a business, and you could, you can get rich, man. As long as you have a service that you can provide and that people are willing to pay for here in America, you can become very rich and successful. And that's what they're trying to do away with, man. They don't want you people no longer to be able to not be, to be solely independent, from the government, as far as, you're not going to need Section 8 housing, you're not going to need food stamps, you're not going to need, assistance from this government, you're going to be able to provide and provide jobs and provide businesses and, you know, do things of that nature, man. They're totally trying to do away with that. And that's why I say at the end of the day, it's all going to lead into the mark of the beast. And you have these different instances, these different scenarios that are being played out, which is being orchestrated purposely, like this Crown Royal 19, if you know what I'm talking about. You know, which is destroying economies all over the whole planet, man, and especially here in America. All right, and that was part of the plans to take away the independent wealth from middle class, from small business owners, and these so-called non-dependent, citizens here. And that's what this Crown Royal 19 was ultimately put. You know, it was basically created to do was the hugest transfer of wealth from, the middle class and the working people into the hands of these economic elites, if that's what you want to call them. You see, and they want to do away with this. And part of it is what's happening with this Rona, and that's why all these businesses are being shut down. You got a lot of business owners whose business will never come back ever again. They're gone. They're not going to come back. They're never going to see the light of day. And now it's forcing these people who was living in that, that was gaining off this capitalist system, are now suffering, man. Now they see their bank accounts being drained. Now they see their modes of supporting themselves is being taken away, and that's all being done because they want to bring in this socialist authoritarian system where the people are totally dependent on the government, and at any time you get out of line, anytime you get cute, you buck up, you go outside of the authoritarian system, you can easily be taken care of or x out or bankrupt, not even bankrupt, but just you can have your whole way of living stripped from you, man. And that's part of the new world order. And that's why I say at the end of the day, it's all going to boil down to the mark of the beast, which is going to give them total authoritarian control over everybody in the system that's willing to accept and to bow down to that image. And that's ultimately what they're doing. And it's starting with this vaccination that just came here to the states, which they are planning on getting every single citizen all across the world. This global vaccination job, man. And eventually it's going to come to the point to where if you don't take it, you won't be able to work, you won't be able to drive a car, you won't be able to go into the grocery store, you won't be able to do anything unless you first take these vaccinations, and then eventually take this mark of the beast, man. So this whole thing has been orchestrated, it's been planned, ever since these elites got into power. So I want to get the scripture first. This is Psalm 64:5. It says they encourage themselves in an evil matter, and how they're destroying this capitalistic system, how they're destroying the system of America, and bringing in this authoritarian socialist regime is an evil matter. It's being done systematically, but they're making it seem as if it's just randomly happening, like it's just some coincidence that is happening. But this thing is, like I said, these elites been planning this for hundreds of years. It says they commune of laying snares privily. When you look up the word snares is a trap, man. All right, and that's what they're doing. Let's get this word for snares. All right, and this devil is trying to ensnare everybody into first taking this vaccination, and then eventually taking the mark of the beast, man. And they're doing it by deceptive, crafty ways, man. You know, they're not going to come out and just straight tell you, we want you to take this because, you know, this is how we're going to bring in our new world order where you're going to be a slave. You're not going to own any property. You're not going to have a business. You're going to be totally under the authoritarian rule of the elites. And if you get out of line, if you buck up, if you say anything that's against what we say is the truth, then you'll be punished. All right. And this is a Mawakwash. And it says a snare, a jinn, a trap. See? And that's what it is. Bait, see? And what's part of the bait? Well, part of the bait is these vaccinations. And then eventually the RFID chip. Because they're baiting you into taking it, and if you don't take it, then you're not going to be able to buy or sell. You're not going to be able to work. You're not going to be able to support yourself, take care of your children, go to the grocery store, get diapers, get medication, go to the hospital. Nothing, man. And that's the bait that they're luring in front of you, but they're doing it in a very slick way. It says a noose for catching animals. See, literally or figuratively by implication, a hook for the nose, be ensnared, a gin, a trap. You see, it says the snares of death, once used of an iron ring put through the nostrils of a beast. See, and once you got that beast ensnared with that iron ring, he can't go anywhere, man. He can try to fight, but really you control which way he's going to go. You see, it says metaphorical use of a cause of injury. You see, bring us into evil, and that's the type of snare that these devils are working on, man. You know, like I said, these things, when you watch the news, they're telling you, oh, everybody has to wear a mask for 100 days. Everybody got to take this inoculation so that we can get things back to normal. That's a lie. That's part of the snare, the trap, this evil trap that they're laying for the people, man. By telling you it's going to be for one thing, but really it's for something totally, completely different. It says they commune. See, they commune of laying snares privately. You see, that's why when they have all these different meetings and do all these different things, it's really to snap to lay these different traps for you, man. And what's one of the main traps that they're what's one of the traps that they're setting is by telling you that you won't be able to get food or get water. You know, unless you have this particular thing, man. And that's a snare and that's a trap, man. And now that they've been putting it in the news, oh, we're having food crises, we're having famines, we're having this. That's just all part of them communing of laying these different gins and traps for you people, ultimately to bow down and to take these things, because they're banking on you not having any faith in a higher power, or you, of leaving you with nowhere to turn, but to them. It says, they say, who shall see them? You see, they're doing all these things, man, putting all this information in the news, telling you how bad these cases are getting and the hospitals are overblown, and they're telling you that with hope in your ignorance that you believe them, man, and that everything that they're saying is true and that you should believe it. All right. But I want to read another scripture. You know what? I can wait. It says, they say, who shall see them? They search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search. See, like I told you, they've been working on this New World Order for hundreds of years now, man. And they've been planning it. They've been researching it. They've been figuring out all these different ways, the best ways to get the people to fall for it, hook, line, and sinker, man. And now they're finally at the point to where they're ready to roll it out. And they're doing that, man. So in these next couple weeks, next couple days, man, a lot of things are going to change here in this country, man. A lot of the settings that you see right now are eventually going to change. Who knows, man? How hard they're going to go. Well, Joe Biden said that they're not. He's not going to leave anything off the table to get 300 all you American citizens inoculated, man. It says they search out iniquities. See, well, iniquities is wickedness, man, sin, and that's what they do. They accomplish a diligent search. Both the inward thought of every one of them and the heart is deep. Right? Let's get this word deep. Because these devils, man, they ain't playing with this thing, man. Like I said, they've been waiting and waiting for hundreds of years for this day so that they can bring these things out. And now it's time, and now they're rolling forward with it, man. And they're looking to ensnare and trap your soul. And the word is I makwa, I makwa. What's this? It says deep, mysterious, the depths, deep, unsearchable, deep, literally or figuratively. You see, what cannot be sought out. Yeah, because what they're doing, like even George Bush Sr. said, this is a big idea. It's a new world order, and they understand that this is a huge task that they're trying to do. They know that, especially now, because a lot of the people are waking up, a lot of the people are skeptical, a lot of the people are questioning, what this government is really trying to do, and why they're so intent on rolling out a vaccination that usually takes 5, 6, 7 years for them to really get it right in such a short time, to be rushing to get these people to take it, man. You know, so these devils are working, man. Where was I at? It says, I start right here again. It says, why? Because a powerful, wealthy, stable America, which Trump created before the Wuhan coronavirus, is an anathema to the socialist Marxist authority. I read that. It says, to do that, however, the globalists must first discredit and then replace our founding principle of capitalism, the world's only economic model that has been widely successful for the majority of people who lived under it. And of course, like other leftists, the globalists are going to exploit the Corona 19, the Crown Royal 19 pandemic to get their way, you see? And this is one of the things that they're using in order to bring in this New World Order, man. You see, it says the Crown Royal 19 crisis presents an opportunity for a new kind of capitalism and a great reset of global economies, politics, and societies, according to the World Economic Forum founder and executive chairman Klaus Schwab. You see, so that they're talking about this whole new system, this whole new way of living. This great global reset, man, which is not going to be anything that this so-called country was founded on. It's going to be the exact opposite, man. You know, it says in an article published Monday by the WEF, an impatient Schwab claims neoliberalism is dead, and with it traditional notions of economic capitalism. In their place is a set of stockholder capitalism metrics, says enables the world to progress on one set of overarching rules as drawn up by it, with social justice a key component of this brave new world. It says, let's get some things straight. The multimillionaire and multi-billionaire globalists like Schwab don't give a rat's you know what about social justice. Like the Crown Royal 19, this is just another tool for them to exploit in order to enact their agenda. See? So everything is that these devils is doing is all part of the plan, man. You see, it says, for another, these people are never going to give up their own wealth, but their economic system. Socialism or worse, Marxism or communism will require that the rest of us surrender whatever wealth we have accumulated to them so they can redistribute it to people who don't have as much, that so that in the end we're all equally poor. You see, and that's the plan of this thing, man. That you're going to eventually be all equally poor. And these multi-billionaires, they're going to be rich and wealthy, and they're not going to be affected, but they want all the average, all the citizens of this place to be put in this system to where you're all put on an equal playing field, which is basically to be poor. So they're saying that they're going to make it how they're going to make it sustainable and keep everything at an even kill is by just having the rich and the poor. And they want all you citizens not to have access to owning any businesses, to where or to do anything in the system to where one citizen can rise up higher above another citizen, so that so that nobody can own a business, have right to personal property. They're gonna just put everybody in the same situation to be dirt poor, and for everything that you receive will be given to you by the government. Like I said, they'll give you a universal basic income where everybody will get the same amount. Nobody's gonna have more or less. You know, and that's what they're planning on doing, man. They're gonna give you a certain amount of food to eat every month. They're gonna give you a certain amount of energy that you can use every month. And when you exceed those things, that's it. You're finished for that month or however long, they recycle your payments. You know, and that's what these devils are trying to do, man. They totally trying to shut this whole thing down to where you're just going to be a slave, man. And by them doing that, so that you have your universal basic income, your daily requirements of energy and food and water and necessities given to you by the government, so that they're going to make you a complete slave. Because at any time you buck up or you criticize or you come up against the government or your mayor or anything of that nature, or how much money you're getting and how poorly of a quality of life you're living, that things ain't fair and that they're not doing it right, you'll have a knock at the door, or they'll turn your chip off, or they'll just just put you to death, man. And that's what this new world order is all about, man. You know, them having total, complete control over everything that you do. All right, so let me get this, because this is what it's all about. This is Revelations 13 and 16. And he calls of all, both small and great, you see, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. And that's what's going to be the end game of this whole global reset. And this is how they're going to make it possible to where they're going to be the multi-billionaires and trillionaires, and they're going to keep everybody on the same level to receive a universal basic income. You'll be able to receive your a certain amount of power. They'll have you on a social credit score, on a social credit rating. Like I said, and if you're too talkative, if you're too critical of government and the New World Order, then they'll knock down your social ranking to where they might ban you from travel, or they might ban you from going to the grocery store, or they might just turn off your power and your electricity and take away all your money and food rations and whatever they provide for you for that month, for that whole month, because you criticize the government, man. And then that'll be a certified way to keep these people in complete check, man. Total ultimate slavery and servitude under these damn devils, man. All right. And that's what this devil is ultimately looking to do. And like I said, this inoculation, this vaccine right now is just the precursor to the mark of the beast, because eventually they're gonna make it to where you're not gonna be able to have a job or work or have enjoy your so-called privileges that you have now unless you get jabbed up. And then eventually he's going to go further into this mark of the beast, to where you're going to have all your information on hand, all your information on your chip and on your market, your social credit rating, what type of person you are, how much you get this, how much of that, and everything's going to be on there, man. And like I said, anytime you get out of line, you'll be disciplined right on the spot, man. It's gonna track you. It's gonna know where you are at all times. It's gonna know all your biometrics. It's gonna know if you're lying or not. All type of things, that these devils are trying to do through this new world order, man. It says, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. All right. And this is the actual physical mark. This is not no spiritual mark. This is the actual physical microchip that they're going to put in your right hand, man, or in your forehead or wherever in your body they need to be, so that you can be a part of this system. All right. And recently you had this one Edomite looking chick had a vision of the mark of the beast, man. And how, it was very beautiful, and how it spoke to her. And when she decided not to take it, it just started bleeding, man. Because these are the times that we're living in. This is what this devil is ultimately trying to bring down the pike, And the scriptures is the only book in wisdom that tells us of these things, man. All right. So back to this. Good. I didn't close that. This is where was I? See, where was I? Here we go. Let's get something straight. These multimillionaires and multi-billionaires, like, oh, there we go. It says, for another, these people, oh, I read that. See, it says, no event since World War II's end has had as profound global impact as the Crown Royal 19. The pandemic has triggered a public health and economic crisis on a scale unseen in generations, and has exacerbated systematic problems such as inequality and great power posturing swap, bro. See, and that's what they're using to bring in this whole new system. This is what they're going to have to use to, globally reset the whole monetary and political systems throughout the whole planet Earth, man. Like I said, this been on the books. This been part of the plan, all right. And the scriptures have been exposing and warning people of these things. You know, it says the only acceptable response to such a crisis is to pursue a great reset of our economies, politics, and society. You see, so they're gonna globally reset everything. Of course, it's gonna start with economically with a new type of cash system, which is going to be digital, which is going to be eventually a digital system. That's why you see all these cryptocurrencies and things of that nature getting a lot of attention and going up very high, because they fully understand that the American dollar and dollars in general is going to be done away with, and everything's going to turn to digital currencies, man, you know. And that's why this RFID chip and this 5G is going to be very critical for this infrastructure. All right, the Internet of Things. And that's why everything that you see, everything that you use is all going digital, man, because it's all about the Internet of Things. And eventually they're going to want all humanity to be a part of this digital system. And that's why that dude Klaus Schwab even said that we're going to use technology to merge man and AI and these different, basically the merge man and the merge man with the Internet of Things, and it's ultimately going to be crowned by putting the RFID microchip in your hand, man, so that you could be just like your smart TV. You can be a part of the Internet of Things, man, because they're going to need to track you in real time and monitor you in real time and keep tracks and keep tabs on every citizen, every citizen out here that's moving, because basically you're going to be treated like goods and services, man. Politics, and societies. Indeed, this is a moment to reevaluate the scared cows of the pre-pandemic system, but also to defend certain long-held values. The task we face is to preserve the accomplishments of the past 75 years in a more sustainable form, he added. You see? Um, it says, well, what, pray tell, is sustainable? It says, sure, there are some truly wealthy people in the world, and many of them are Americans, but without a doubt, most of them are great people who brought on great ideas to market, and in so doing offer goods and services that have made our lives better because they filled a need. Plus, in a capitalist society, the next best thing is literally waiting to be invented, built, and marketed, thereby creating more wealth, jobs, and opportunities for more people. And this is what this this plan, this Crown Royal 19 job was to do, was to totally knock out this system from happening, to where everybody's going to become bankrupt, everybody's going to become poor, and eventually dependent on government handouts, man. You know, it says, and then eventually, by this happening, basically you're going to be able to, you're going to lose all your property, all your assets, all your things that you own, because you're going to no longer be able to afford those things, and the government is going to come and take it and confiscate them, and it's going to become theirs, and you're not going to own anything. Everything that you own is going to be a handout or a government issued thing, whether it's a house, an apartment, a car, anything, man. And if you don't play ball, if you don't get the mark of the beast, if you don't get inoculated, and if you don't agree to the terms and follow the terms of this new world order, you will not be afforded these so-called luxuries of them, man. All right, and a lot of you, they're just going to put to death. You know, a lot of you, they're just gonna lock up in concentration camps, man. It says, when you hear globalists like Schwab call for replacing the world's most copied and most successful economic system using phrases like social justice and buzz terms like equality, no, that's not really what they mean. They just want power, and they want us to just give it to them. All right. So let me get two more precepts, and then I'm gonna close it. This is Habakkuk chapter 1, verse 15. It says, they take up all of them with the angle. They catch them in their net and gather them in their drag. Therefore, they rejoice and are glad. It's talking about these elites and everything that's happening. And the angle is what you use to catch a fish, man. And what's their angle they're using now in these terms is this Crown Royal 19 jab, and then eventually it's going to be the mark of the beast. They're going to catch you up in that, man, because they know that a lot of people, once they really start pushing things out and shutting down things indefinitely, and people have no way to go for food, for shelter, for water, for money, or are able to support themselves, they're gonna go right to them, man, and they're gonna be caught up in these devils dragging their net and their snares and their gins, and eventually you're gonna be bagged and tagged, man. So this devil is moving very craftily, man, and using a lot of witchcraft in these last days to trick the minds of you people into coming to them. You know, it says, therefore they sacrifice unto their net and burn incense unto their drag, because by them their position is fat. You see, yeah, because everything that they're doing is all basically a sacrifice to Satan and to wickedness and to demons, man. You know, these devils ain't doing what they're doing in righteousness, in all in praise and honor and glory to Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, to the God and the Creator of heaven and earth. They're doing this to their own left-handed, to these different demons and false gods and deities, man. It says, because by them their portion is fat and their meat plenteous. See, like I was saying earlier, like these billionaires and these elites, they ain't gonna give up their shit. And everything that's happening that they're doing, this whole Corona 19, this whole shutdown of the system, this whole global reset is just going to be something that they're going to use as a sacrifice and something that they can use to worship these different demons and gods, man. You know, and that's how they're going to get rich. That's how they're going to keep their position to being billionaires and be on top and be the 1% and rule over everybody else, man. and they're looking at this global reset just as that. That's what it's being used for, man. You know, it says, but because by them their portion is fat and their meat plenteous, shall they therefore empty their net and not spare continually to slay the nations? And no, because ultimately their whole goal is, like I said, to get the whole planet Earth on board with this new world order, man. You know, to, to totally rule over the nations and to put everybody in slavery, man, while they're on top and they're doing everything that they want to do. And that's their goal, and that's what they're trying to do. All right, but Yahweh Shem Yahushua has different plans. Now, we understand that they're not going to be successful in this thing, but hey, this is what they're doing, and this is what you can see is happening on the planet Earth, man. They're going forward with this New World Order agenda, man. This is Job 5:15. It says, he disappointed the devices of the crafty. See, so this word crafty, because these devils are crafty, man. Like I said, they're working on a very high left-handed vibration to accomplish these things, man. While all the people are worried about Christmas and getting Christmas trees and Christmas shopping and worrying about the NBA and all these trades going on and the playoffs of the football, these devils is over here doing some highly wicked shit, man. It says, Irawam. It says what? Prudent, crafty, subtle. It says subtle, shrewd, crafty, sly, sensible, crafty, shrewd, sensible, prudent. See? It says what? Cunning, usually in a bad sense. See? And that's how we know that the so-called white man and these elites are the Edomites. All right? That they're that wicked serpent that was in the garden. Because remember, it told you that the serpent was more crafty or cunning than any other beast of the field, man. And that's exactly what he's doing right now, through these elites and through these different agendas in this new world order, man. It's a very cunning and crafty sense, man. A lot of witchcraft, a lot of left-handed energy, man. So that's how we know that the so-called white man, these elites, are the biblical Edomites, man. They're that great serpent. It says, and he disappointed the devices of the crafty, so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise. See, look at this word enterprise, because ultimately their enterprise is this new world order, man. That's what they want to do at the end of the day. That's the end game of all this. It's Tawashala. No, Tawashaya. Okay? It says wisdom, enterprise, the thing as it is, that which is, substance working. Let's see. Wisdom, sound knowledge, success, sound of an efficient wisdom, abiding success, sound or efficient wisdom. Yeah, 'cause that's what they think that this thing is, man. And this is that wisdom, which is that dark wisdom of these elites, man. It says ability, i.e., direct help and purpose and undertaking, understanding, enterprise, that which is substance, sound, wisdom. But that's what it is. It's an undertaking, man. You see, a lifting up that which is erected, and what are they trying to erect? This new world order, man. You can see they're trying to do this thing, man. Counts properly the raising of anything that which anyone wishes to raise or set up. That's what the devil is doing, man. See, he's trying to erect his new world order. He's trying to literally bring this thing to pass, man. And we can see that he's trying to move into the final stages of it. But like we understand, he's going to be met by the King of Kings and Lord of Lords, and and a lot of it is getting foiled. A lot of these so-called whistleblowers are blowing the whistle on it. A lot of people are exposing it. Oh shit! It says what was it? Here we go. He taketh the wise in their own craftiness, and the counsel of the forward is carried headlong. They meet in darkness in the daytime and grope in the noonday as in the night. And that's what these different G20, these different G20 summit meetings that they be having, in the Bilderberg group, the World Economic Forum. Those meetings, that's what they meet in the daytime to do, is to talk about this wickedness and dark agendas that they have, man, and how they can perform them and execute them on the people, man. You see? And the Lord is doing, these devils are doing these things, but through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, starting with the apostles and the elders and his prophets, we've been exposing these things, man. And like I said, the scriptures tell you how, their own tongue's going to fall upon themselves. You got a lot of whistleblowers. You got a lot of insiders that, the Most High put them on the spirit to grow a so-called conscience at the end, and they'll expose these things, man. A lot of these papers get exposed, a lot of information and how they're operating and doing these things. It all comes out, man. And then you have people that get wind of it and they bring it out, man. Which now, in these last days, these devils are working very hard to try to discredit all this, the truth and the exposing of all these things, man. Now you got YouTube locking down, chopping down all videos that expose the truth, man. But at the end of the day, that's supposed to happen. But ultimately, through the spirit, this devil has already been exposed, man. And we see what he's doing. The handwriting is on the wall for this devil. But we understand how it's going to end. But we're set up to come out here and to give you warning, man, and to filter these things like this through the scriptures, so that the people can be warned, and yet you can have, you know, the heads up on what's going out and what this shit, this global reset shit is really all about, man. At the end of the day, it all ends by you getting the mark of the beast, which is the implantable RFID chip, which is the microchip, man. All right, so I just thought this would be an interesting article to go into. And Lord willing, you brothers was fed and edified through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. And until the next time,